What's up, good people? It's your boy Leroy McKenzie Jr. I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm in the lab. It's been a minute. I know I've done the other lives, but I haven't actually come and done something from the lab because y'all know the Impact Builder. When we in the lab, we're about doing business. We're about doing work. So I wanted to come on, do this quick video for you, and because I watched this weekend, I came in and I really started thinking about it. Watching the football games this weekend. I'm an avid sports fan, football, basketball. So this weekend I watched the NFC AFC Championship game, and I want to talk about the AFC Championship game because everybody wants to talk about Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Green Bay Packers, and I have my thoughts on that. And everybody wants to talk about how great Brady is, and I don't take anything away from him and the things that he's achieved, but there were great mistakes that were made that got him, to be able to be in the Super Bowl. So I'm not even going to deal with that. What I want to deal with and what I'm going to talk about and what I've thought about are the other game with the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. And I'm going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs and the lessons that they gave about greatness. Lessons that I learned from the Kansas City Chiefs about greatness. Now, we may not consider them a dynasty yet. We may not consider them great, or some folks may not consider them great yet. But I think them going to the Super Bowl the last 2 years, and I believe they went to the AFC Championship game the last 3 years, and then the last 2 years they made it to the Super Bowl. So I want to talk about what they are doing and in achieving on their way to greatness, and specifically their quarterback. And I'm gonna talk about it from three different perspectives, what I call the three M's of greatness. The three M's of greatness, and that is mindset, motivation, and movement. I'm gonna say that again: mindset, movement, and motivation. What is your mindset of greatness as someone trying to be great? What is your motivation to be great and walking in your greatness? And then what is the movement that you must have in order to be great? When I looked at the when I was watching the game yesterday, and as I was watching the game, and a lot of those of us that are football, NFL fans and everything like that, we know that the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. He's only 25 years old. 25 years old, and he has been to the last two Super Bowl. Oh, he's been to the AFC Championship game 3 years ago. Last year, he was in the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. Not only won the Super Bowl, but was the Super Bowl MVP. And then this year, he's going to the Super Bowl, and may from as the way that they're looking, he may win another Super Bowl and another Super Bowl MVP. I'm not going to put that on him, but I'm just going to say that's what they're moving towards and looking towards. And even the year that he went to the AFC Championship game and lost, he was the MVP, I believe, that year. Because last year, Lamar Jackson, my team, the Ravens, was the MVP. He was the MVP of the league. And then Mahomes has also been the offensive player of the year too. I believe he won that either last year or the year before. So this is them, but it's more than just Patrick Mahomes. It's a whole system and culture that has been infused in the Kansas City Chiefs organization. And in order to achieve greatness, you have to understand that it's more. It takes more than just you. It takes more than just you. It takes more than just having great ability, having a great mind, and everything like that. So let's talk. I'm going to talk first about your mindset. The mindset of greatness. What do you have to do in order to be able to have a mindset of greatness? And when you look at when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, they all are on one accord. They all have the same mindset that we want to achieve this goal. It is our mission. It is our purpose. It is our ability and what we want, our passion to be able to achieve the greatness that we know that we are collectively as an organization, as an offense, as a defense. Their offense is filled with, is loaded with great talent, great athletes, and great ability. But not only that, do they not only have a quarterback that is great, they have a receiver that is great, they have a running game that is good, and then they also have a great tight end. They have those pieces that come together, that have a common goal, that have a common way of thinking about what it is that's going to take them to be Super Bowl champs and to be considered to be great. So that's the first thing, their mindset. And even on the defensive side, all of that collectively, they have a mindset to be great. Even the coaching staff, from the great thing that I've noticed and that I enjoy watching, because I'm watching more than just the game and the excitement and stuff like that. I look at it from the plays that are called. I look at it from how the offensive coordinator calls the game, the plays that he calls, the head coach who allows the quarterback and the offense to be who it is that they are, and he also allows the defensive coordinator to do and be who the defense is. And that's what greatness does. Greatness makes everybody gets everybody on one accord, and those that we consider the great of the great, you know, they have the ability to bring everybody else along with them. Andy Reid is a great coach. He is a great coach and has had an awesome NFL career, but had only been to the Super Bowl one time prior to coming to Kansas City. And that was when he was with the Philadelphia Eagles. He made it to the NFC Championship game, but didn't get over that hump. Got to the Super Bowl and then lost. But it didn't take away from him being a good coach. He became a great coach in Kansas City when he now takes his mindset that he has and has infused it into those players who now have the ability to be able to execute what his game plan is and what the offensive game coordinator's game plan is, what the defensive coordinator's game plan is, and bring that all together. And it has been marvelous to watch them, to watch, like I said, the play calling, how the offense executes plays, how the defense executes plays, and how they work in sync with each other, understanding who is doing what, whose responsibility is what, who's going to do what. And the thing that makes, to me, the thing that makes them great, when it comes to the coaching staff, is they have the ability to be creative in what it is that they're trying to achieve. They know that they do certain things well. That's what greatness does. Greatness knows that you do certain things well. But what they have the ability to do is to do what they want to do in the different ways. So it's great to watch them and how their mindset is, we're going to do what we do, but when we play certain teams, we're going to do it in a different way. And that's what greatness does. So that's one, the mindset. Motivation. Everybody on that team is motivated. Why are they motivated? They're not motivated for individual achievement. They're not motivated for the spotlight, them looking good. It's all about me. It's all about me, what I am achieving, what I'm doing. You won't hear them say I on either side. The football, the team as a whole, what you hear them say is we. We this, we that. All of us collectively make up who we are. So they motivate each other, but then they are also motivated by each other, because each of them holds each other accountable. Each of them is able to do what they do in such a way that they know and understand that, hey, I got to do my job because I know that that man next to me, I know that that man on the other side of the ball, when they come out there, is going to do their part. So if I do my part, we collectively do our part. We do nothing but be great. So that's the second thing that they taught me about greatness. There was the mindset, there was the motivation of all being on one accord, thinking in one way, and then the movement. The movement. What is the movement that they all have galvanized behind? What is the movement that they all understand that when a particular play is called, that I have to execute, and we all move in such a manner that we cohesively get things done. Last week, and this that wasn't this game. Actually, I'm gonna talk about this game. In this game, one of the on the special teams, that one of the guy on, he was receiving a punt, and he fumbled it. And this was near the beginning of the game. He fumbles down in Buffalo's territory. I mean, in their own territory. Buffalo recovers the ball and scores a touchdown. Here's what Andy Reid did. This is what greatness does. Greatness says, hey, we might have messed up, but here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to, this is what Andy Reid did. He didn't want to have this player. He didn't want to have his motivation sink. He didn't want to have his self-esteem go down. So what did he do? The next opportunity that they had, they not only ran a play for him, and he ran it for, I don't even know, I think it was over 20 yards, I believe it was. So he gave him the ball right back. Then when they got down in the red zone, he threw him the ball and he scored a touchdown right away. Right away, he gave him the ball back, because he wanted him to be able to keep his self-esteem up, be motivated, and understand that his mindset needed to be focused on, hey, that play was back then, that fumble was back then. Don't worry about that. We're moving on. We're going to move on. And the team understood that too. That, hey, this movement that we got going on, we need you to be a part of this. We need you to be and do what it is that you do best. So we're going to come back to you. And and he stepped up to the plate and used that as an opportunity to be able to even show off and show out in for the rest of the game. So those are the three keys the three lessons that I learned from the Kansas City Chiefs, and greatness, and their lessons for about being great. That's the mindset that you have, the motivation that you have, and the movement that you have. And to be able to, that you want to have the right, you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right motivation for what it is that you do, and then you have to move in such a way that what you do is make the right moves, so that you achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And when they moved yesterday, their movement yesterday gave them the win to be able to go and be in the Super Bowl for the second year straight. 2 years straight, and then even the year before that, being in the AFC Championship. And the only reason that they lost that game, because it went into overtime, was because Patrick Mahomes didn't touch the ball in overtime. I believe they would have won that game too and gone on to the Super Bowl. We could be talking about them going to their third Super Bowl, if not for that. But greatness begins with your mindset. Greatness begins with your motivation, and greatness begins with your movement. Where you moving to? So, I'm done. It's your boy, Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. As I always say, for 2021, leave the familiar and elevate your influence. And the only way that you elevate your influence is if you have the mindset of greatness. You have a mindset. You have a mindset, a move. You have a mindset. You have a motivation, and you have a movement that you create in order to be able to be great. So we'll talk to y'all soon.